NASA has officially addressed the return of the Boeing Starliner, which has been orbiting Earth for over a month without a confirmed return date. Launched on June 5th as part of the Crew Flight Test, CFT, the Starliner carried NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunni to the International Space Station, ISS. Originally, this mission was planned to last only a week. However, the mission was extended due to helium leaks and thruster malfunctions, prompting engineers to investigate further before authorizing the capsule's return. Steve Stitch, the manager of NASA's Commercial Crew Program, highlighted during a press conference on July 10th that the team is taking a cautious approach, thoroughly analyzing all the data to ensure a safe return for the astronauts. Despite these setbacks, confidence in the Starliner remains firm among NASA, Boeing, and the CFT astronauts. During a separate media briefing, astronaut Butch Wilmore commended the capsule's performance, especially during the operational checks in orbit. He elaborated on the reaction control system, RCS, thruster issues they encountered as they approached the ISS and how the crew adapted. Wilmore explained that they experienced the failure of an RCS jet, followed by another, which significantly impacted the spacecraft's control. Fortunately, they had been well-trained and certified for manual control, allowing them to manage the situation for over an hour and successfully mitigate the thruster problems. After docking with the International Space Station, ISS, on June 6th, astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunni joined the Expedition 71 crew, humorously dubbing themselves Expedition 71+. Since their arrival, they have been actively involved in daily maintenance tasks, scientific research, and addressing a backlog of station operations. Alongside their routine work, they have also been conducting detailed inspections of the Starliner's systems and investigating the anomalies that occurred during the mission. These findings are being closely examined by Boeing engineers on Earth to pinpoint the causes of the issues. Steve Stitch emphasized the valuable opportunity the ISS provides as an orbital hub, allowing NASA and Boeing to assess Starliner's long-term performance in space before it undocks. The thruster malfunctions and helium leaks are being carefully analyzed and addressed. Mark Nappy, Boeing's Vice President and Commercial Crew Program Manager, mentioned that over 30 corrective actions have been identified to address the issues, with more than half of them already completed. Stitch also noted that resolving the helium leak remains a priority. Despite these challenges, the spacecraft has been deemed safe for a return to Earth in case of an emergency, with all but one of its 28 RCS thrusters cleared for re-entry. Extending the mission has allowed the crew to collect valuable additional data, which engineers are finding extremely useful. Mark Nappy highlighted the enthusiasm among the engineering teams as they continue gathering this data, which will help enhance future missions. According to Steve Stitch, the latest possible return date for the Starliner could be in mid-August, aligning with the transition between SpaceX's Crew 8 and Crew 9 missions. However, there is hope that astronauts Wilmore and Williams may return sooner, with the possibility of an end-of-July departure being considered. Stitch emphasized that they are carefully analyzing the data to determine the safest and most suitable time for the undocking. Confidence in the thruster system's performance remains strong, supported by an on-orbit thruster test conducted while the capsule was docked at the ISS. Stitch reassured that the team is meticulously reviewing every aspect to ensure there are no unforeseen issues. This crewed mission follows two previous uncrewed Starliner flights to the ISS. The first mission in December 2019 encountered multiple technical problems and failed to reach the ISS, while the second mission in May 2022 successfully docked, though it also faced thruster challenges. Nappy acknowledged the steep learning curve involved in improving the spacecraft's performance. This flight test has provided crucial insights into the hardware, procedures, and areas that need enhancement. One of the thrusters, which has been underperforming and generating minimal thrust, will be deactivated for the remainder of the mission. The extended time at the ISS is also proving beneficial in preparing for upcoming operational astronaut missions, which are expected to last up to 6 months, with the first of these, Starliner 1, scheduled for 2025. tests at NASA's White Sands Test Facility during the Crew Flight Test, CFT, are supplying essential data to prevent similar thruster issues in future flights. Steve Stitch elaborated that the Starliner's thruster firings have been occurring more frequently than anticipated, and the team is replicating these conditions at White Sands to analyze the thermal effects and ensure there are no unintended consequences. As the CFT mission progresses, the top priority remains the safe return of Wilmore and Williams. Stitch confirmed that Starliner is ready for an emergency re-entry if necessary, and the team is methodically working through all the required steps, including a return flight readiness review, to prepare for undocking and landing. The extended mission continues to provide valuable insights for the future. The extended mission is playing a key role in improving the spacecraft's readiness for future long-duration missions. Before we continue, I'd like to quickly remind you to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so yet. We regularly upload insightful videos about SpaceX and the latest news in space exploration that you won't want to miss. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're alerted whenever we post new content. Now, let's dive into the FAA's recent announcement regarding the Falcon 9 investigation and what this means for the rocket's return to flight. On July 11, Falcon 9 faced its first major failure in nearly 10 years, resulting in a malfunction during the upper stage of its flight. This anomaly caused the satellites to be placed into an orbit that was too low for them to remain, ensuring they would burn up upon re-entering Earth's atmosphere. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, which oversees and licenses commercial launches in the U.S., promptly announced that a joint investigation would be required to determine the cause of the failure before SpaceX could resume launches. The temporary grounding of the Falcon 9 rocket has raised concerns about possible delays to key missions, such as the Polaris Dawn mission slated for July 31st and NASA's Crew 9 mission scheduled for August. The FAA stressed that any systems, processes, or procedures related to the incident must undergo thorough review to ensure public safety before the rocket can be cleared for launch again. Additionally, SpaceX will need to obtain FAA approval for any necessary license modifications resulting from corrective measures. In a positive development, the FAA recently announced that if no public safety concerns are identified, SpaceX may be allowed to resume flights while the investigation continues, as long as all other licensing conditions are satisfied. This decision was made in response to SpaceX's request to allow its grounded Falcon 9 fleet to return to flight operations amidst the investigation. The FAA's announcement permits SpaceX to continue its uncrewed commercial missions, while engineers work on identifying and resolving the upper stage malfunction.